Welcome my dear learners for this course on design of machine elements 1. In our module 2 we were discussing about design for impact strength and design for fatigue strength. So far we have discussed under the category of design for fatigue strength the case 1 problems, that is axial fatigue loading elements, and case 2, that is pure bending fatigue loading elements, that is reverse bending category of problems. Moving for case 3 problems, that is problems or machine elements subjected for torsional fatigue loading case. Let us move and solve our problem number 4 under design for fatigue strength. A steel rod of ultimate strength 600 megapascal and yield strength 400 megapascal is subject to a cyclic torque ranging from 350 Newton meter clockwise to 100 Newton meter counterclockwise. Calculate the diameter of the rod. Torsional yield stress is equal to 0.7 sigma yield. Average endurance stress is 0.5 times sigma ultimate. Shear stress concentration factor is 1.3 and factor of safety is 1.8. He himself is clearly stating the machine element is subjected for cyclic torque ranging from 350 Newton meter clockwise to 100 Newton meter counterclockwise. So therefore it is torsional fatigue loading. If I list out the data, we have a steel rod whose ultimate strength is given, sigma ultimate is 600 megapascals and yield strength is mentioned, sigma yield is 400 megapascals. It is subject to a cyclic torque ranging from 350 Newton meters. So since we are solving in millimeters, megapascals, I should convert it. So let me take the maximum value as positive, that is clockwise as positive. So therefore I will get 350 into 10 to the power of 3, very important, newtons millimeters. He has given in meters, I have converted into Newton millimeters. Similarly, he has given minimum torque. Since it is counterclockwise, take negative 100 into 10 to the power of 3 Newton millimeters. Calculate the diameter of rod. If torsional yield stress yield is 0.7 times sigma yield. If not mentioned, one should take it as 0.6 times sigma yield always. So if I solve, I will get 0.7 into sigma yield is 400. I will get tau yield as 280. Torsional yield strength is 280 megapascals. Average endurance stress is stating sigma endurance as 0.5 times sigma ultimate. If not given, this is what we should assume, 0.5 times sigma ultimate. 0.5 into ultimate is 600, I will get the answer as 300 megapascals. Shear stress correction factor is given, Ks is 1.3. Factor of safety is mentioned, N is equal to 1.8. So this is data given. He is asking us to calculate the diameter. So since he is asking us to calculate the diameter, we are designing for circular cross section machine element. So therefore, we know that for torsional loading case, the formula for shear stress is 16 T by pi d cube for circular sections. So now substituting the maximum torque, I will get maximum shear stress. So therefore, tau max is equal to 16 into T max is 350 into 10 to the power of 3 divided by pi d cube. Let me keep pi d cube as unknown, that will minimize the error, and moreover I will get whole numbers instead of decimals if I want to divide it by pi. So therefore 16 into 350 exponential 3, it yields us 56 into 10 to the power of 5 divided by pi d cube. Unit will be in megapascals. Similarly, I will get minimum torsional stress as 16 into minimum torque is minus 100 into 10 to the power of 3 divided by pi d cube. Let me take pi d cube as unknown, so that I will get minus 16 into 100 exponential 3 yields us minus 16 into 10 to the power of 5 megapascals. So I calculated the values of maximum shear stress and minimum shear stress. Now I can calculate mean shear stress and amplitude shear stress. So we know the formula for mean shear stress. Tau mean is equal to tau max plus tau minimum by 2. If I substitute and solve, I will get 56 into 10 to the power of 5 plus tau minimum is minus 16 into 10 to the power of 5. Pi d cube is common. So therefore mean stress will be 56 minus 16, which is nothing but 40 into 10 to the power of 5 by pi d cube. So if I find amplitude shear stress, tau amplitude is equal to tau max minus tau minimum by 2, which is further equal to tau max is known, 56 into 10 to the power of 5 minus of minus 16 into 10 to the power of 5 divided by pi d cube common, and I should divide it by 2. So very important, tau max plus tau minimum by 2. So if I divide it by 2, I will get the value as 20. Sorry, please make the correction. I will divide it by 2, I will get 20. So here also I should divide it by 2. Pi d cube is common. So therefore I will get amplitude shear stress as 56 plus 16 divided by 2, which is equal to 36 into 10 to the power of 5 by pi d cube. So I calculated the mean stress and amplitude shear stress. So now since we know the value of yield stress, I can use Soderberg equation for designing this machine element. So therefore using Soderberg equation we have equation 2.21e of page number 25, page number 25 of our design data handbook. We have fatigue stress concentration factor due to shear into tau amplitude divided by ABC factors into sigma endurance plus tau mean by tau yield, which is equal to 1 by factor of safety. I am using Soderberg criteria for design because I know yield stress in shear. Now substitute all the values and solve for diameter. Coming for each term in this equation, fatigue shear stress is equal to 1 plus notch sensitivity into stress concentration factor due to shear minus 1. This is given from equation 2.7 present in page number 21 of our design data handbook. Now he has given the stress concentration factor in shear as 1.3. Since no information is given with respect to notch, let us consider the notch sensitivity as unity. So no notch sensitivity, assume the value of Q as 1. So therefore I will get the value of fatigue stress concentration factor due to shear as 1 plus 1 into stress concentration factor due to shear is 1.3 minus 1. So plus 1 and minus 1 will get cancelled. I will get the answer as 1.3 itself. Moving for ABC factors. So factor A is load correction factor. So from our design data handbook, referring to page number 25, for torsional fatigue loading, the load correction factor is 0.6. for torsional fatigue loading. This is from page number 25 of our design data handbook, which is mentioned after equation 2.21e. Next, coming for size correction factor, he has not spoke about size correction factor, so always assume 0.85 if not given. Now coming, this is always if not given. Coming for surface correction factor, so surface correction factor should be taken from table 2.2 referring to page number 32 of our design data handbook. For sigma ultimate is equal to 600 megapascals, I can take the value as 0.87. Because for 520 megapascals we have the surface correction factor as 0.88, and for 620 megapascals we have the surface correction factor as 0.86. So let me take the value as 0.87. So now substitute all the values and solve for diameter. Substituting to Soderberg-Peity again, we have fatigue stress concentration factor for shear as 1.3 into tau amplitude is 36 into 10 to the power of 5 divided by pi d cube into ABC factor times endurance. Factor A is 0.6, factor B is 0.85, 0.87 into endurance stress is 300 megapascals plus mean shear stress is calculated as 20 into 10 to the power of 5, 20 into 10 to the power of 5 divided by pi d cube and we have tau yield in the denominator. Tau yield is 280, which is equal to 1 by factor of safety. Factor of safety is 1.8. Now solving this equation, I will get 1.3 into 36 exponential 5 divided by 0.6 into 0.85 into 0.87 into 300 plus we have 20 into exponential 5 divided by 280. Taking pi d cube as common, I will get the value as 42301.748 divided by pi d cube is equal to 1 by 1.8. So therefore, if I solve for diameter, I will get the value of diameter as, the diameter is coming to be 28.94 millimeters. So therefore, adopt diameter as 30 mm. So this is solution for the given problem. For the given torsional fatigue loading condition, the required diameter is 30 millimeters. So this completes case 3 or type 3 problems, wherein which we have discussed torsional fatigue loading case. From next lecture, we will be heading to discuss combined loading. That's all for this lecture. Thank you all.